hold the fort down. This is showtime, more than sports now. More than crunch time, we rush like fourth down.
I be taking wins, we don't mess with laws. I be taking wins, we don't mess with laws. I be taking wins, we don't mess with laws. I be taking wins, we don't mess with laws. We been on that paper chasing all that fashion. We been on that paper chasing what you ration.
Been in the grind now, we ready for prime time. Ready for shine now, be ready to get mine. On the rise, all eyes up on us now. Blast off spaceships till the touchdown.
Energy level on high, put that trouble on fire. Double it down, I'ma spit it around. Click, clack, boom, we the best in town. Energy level on high, put that trouble on fire. Double it down, I'ma spit it around. Click, clack, boom, we the best in town. I started off the lowest point in life, though. I started off the lowest point in life, though. I started off the lowest point in life, though. Started off the lowest point in life, though. I started off the lowest point in life, though.
Good thing nobody could hear my singing right there, Fly. Let me tell you, I was singing, and it was not exactly what I would say to being in key right there. But anyways, welcome to the ProQuo show. I see my man Fly is already doing something special. I don't know what he's doing over there, but
nothing special.
There's definitely no Christmas tree. That's special. Those days have passed. My living room still looks like Christmas. My lights are still going. I'm still hanging on. And let me tell you, Fly, first of all, good evening and happy week. But I got to tell you, bro, we're getting a little snow out here. And for some of our Massachusetts watchers, yo, they're getting some real snow, bro. Bro, I was looking. Let me just put it out there, right? I hate to make small talk with the weather, but it's a real big thing, right? Because when I moved here, I was like, yeah, man, I love the warmer weather, right? That's one thing I don't miss about Boston, right? So check it out. I look at the weather this morning, and first of all, my mother hits me up. She's like, yo, what do you, how's the weather? And I'm like, we got like a flurry or two. And, here, if there's a flurry, we talk about it all the time. They shut it down, right? So they're already shutting down basketball and stuff for tomorrow, right? If it's any games early in 12:45. I look at Boston. I'm getting all these texts from people all over, and they're getting 2 feet, bro. 2 feet.
Whoa!
Like, yo, man, these are the times.
That you appreciate them few miles south you travel, bro.
Oh my goodness! Exactly. Yeah. Well, as you know, it's probably closer to you, as you like to tell me.
Yeah, man. One flight away, bro.
One flight away. Closer to me. It's all one flight away, man. Anyways, man, happy week, man.
Yeah, man. It's man, I gotta actually hit it tomorrow and Sunday. That's actually a sign of progress. I know it sounds crazy to have a 7-day work week means that things are getting better, but it's allowing me. I'm at a point now where I can transition into the next stage of something that I've been working towards as far as solidifying operations and stuff like that. And so, yes, a 7-day work week means things are getting better.
Goodness, man, my goodness, my wife's on the other side of this wall too. She's still working, and she's they got to create. They're in for it too for this weekend. I'm like, not me, no, but
right, exactly.
I got a little homework this week too. Got a little homework, but hey, we all blessed just to have these problems. We're talking about making income, right? We're talking about making income opportunities. So we in a bit of transition in the ProQuo show because we're trying to go. We switched the server. We're trying to get things like really on point. We're saving all the stuff that we have. We're chopping them up, and we are trying to take it to the metaverse. So we're gonna try to be bringing you the show in the metaverse. You'll be seeing us as as avatars, and we hope to make that much more interactive. So, how you feel about the metaverse, man? What's your opinion?
Man, I haven't I haven't really, spent enough time into really give a formidable opinion. But me being myself, man, I always at least glean into something when I hear it more than twice.
Yeah,
And so I believe that like the augmented reality, which for us as humans, we really enjoy that level of escapism already as is. That's why video games and virtual reality, all of those things have always been successful. And so I already know that that's where pretty much 99% of the world is headed towards. If it can be
yeah,
done in the metaverse, at some point it's going to be done in the metaverse,
absolutely.
and it's economically feasible too. When you think about just from an operational perspective, which we were just talking about the gigs and stuff like that.
Yep.
Man, if I don't have to spend a extra $500,000 flying my executives and agents and district people and regional people around the country from here and now, all I gotta do is hit a button and pop on the screen. Man, it's convenient.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the convenience is what we're talking about, man, and
Yep,
it's just
convenient.
yeah. I'm trying to sell it to like educators, right? They're like, yo, like my students aren't, I don't know when they're there. They're doing the Zooms, and I'm like, you do realize in the metaverse that you're gonna be able to be like, hey, Fly, I need you to go pick up that pencil over there, and you're gonna be able to see if Fly's just standing chill, like doing nothing. That would be
Right.
a sign that Fly ain't really there. You know what I'm saying? Whereas
Absolutely.
you can't really do that in Zoom, because people are like, oh, sorry, I have my mic muted, blah, 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 whatever. If you're standing there like this, for 6 seconds or whatnot.
Right.
And, or you can just make all kinds of activities where you're like, okay, I need everybody over there to go collect, this, and bring it back. And it's like people that don't do it, you're like, okay. But we're a long way, but it's coming closer. Yeah, I was in a training today, right? I don't go in on Fridays, right? And for people who never watched this before, and the people who will be watching it on replay. And by the way, last week we had we don't usually have this, but we had 7 times the viewers that we actually did during the span of the show over the next 3 days, which was kind of cool. So it's good to see people watching
That's
some
awesome.
reposts.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah, we got to build it back up because we changing things here. But anyways, so to the people watching this later, today, which is Friday, I had this training, and it was called One Button. And what the One Button training is basically you can make videos like in front of the screen, talking. Like I was telling the dude the whole time, I'm like, man, for live streams and everything like this is crazy. So you get the glass board in front of you where you write, and it actually projects to the people like the correct way. You know what I'm saying? You see those videos. So imagine, obviously for like teachers doing a math problem or whatever, it's real cool. The way I'm writing is the way that you see it, flip backwards. But you could fly in anything onto the screen. All your videos are right there. So it's like Zoom on steroids, but you can also one button record and edit. And then you got all these like videos right there with you look like you're a weatherman. Like all the things come right up with the green screen. It's in a green screen room. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like, would y'all pay for this? He's like, I'm not exactly sure, but my feeling is stuff had been like $50K for the whole thing. It was just
Easy.
crazy. But it's gonna revolutionize like people when more and more like institutions get those kind of things as opposed to just the slick cool videos on YouTube. But I'm like, I need to be doing some pre-production for the ProQuo show up in there. So.
Absolutely, bro. And you know what? We probably 3 to 5 years ahead of what we would have been if it hadn't been for the pandemic. When it comes to like these convenience apps that's coming out now, the pandemic showed a lot of people, a lot of corporations that you don't really got to be at the office.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, people are seeing like, what have we been doing this for the whole time? Like
the whole time.
You trying to sell me on this for a long time, and I don't understand. Yo, if you just checking in, you see Flies rocking the purple. Right there up in the corner, we got a little purple too. I don't know if y'all can see that right there. Put it up as the logo. That is the show tonight. We got Derrick coming in soon. He's a dope artist. You'll get to hear him. He's got a lot to say too, so I'm looking forward to that. And we got some Fly, for those people who've never checked in again. Fly and myself, we're on the same label. Shout out to Freedom Corner Brand. Shout out to Charlie. Shout out to
Charlie.
LD. Fly, I got something for y'all. I don't know where I put it, but let me put it right here. Let me put it up here. I think I can share this. Let me drop something for you. Let's see. I just posted it to YouTube, so nobody even knows it's on YouTube. So forgive me. So we got a little that right there. So
I peeped that earlier today when you went on your Instagram and all
yeah,
that. Man, you got the
Instagram,
logo. Yeah. I was
I
gonna
haven't
ask you about that.
I haven't even looked at it yet, so I'm assuming that it posted, so that's cool. Yeah. So, anyways, on March 18th, I'll make sure I got my sound on too. Checking things here. On March 18th, the single will come out. The single is called "Yo, That's Pro." We played it a while before in pre-production, but let me try this one more time right here. This is the just sort of intro-y thingy. Here it is.
Yo, it's Pro. And that's short for Professor Lyrical. Used to just go by Lyrical till I became a professor, but now I really embrace the Pro. You know what I mean? I feel like I've become a professional, you know? So that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, peace. Pro, check it out. It's hard to believe that now I wear my heart on my sleeve. Used to wear a sleeve over my heart. That was my starting point. Guarded, shielded, concealing how I'm feeling. Thinking to keep it.
Yeah. Thinking of keeping it hard.
Hey, you
man.
got to run that back, bro.
That's all I got, man. That's all I got. You know what I mean? Those clips are short, you know. Thinking of keeping it hard, man, not being revealing. But yeah, man. So looking forward to that. And on the 18th, I'm gonna be at where am I gonna be, man? I don't even know. Solario High School in Chicago. Looking forward to that. We're doing we're talking about a little extra white right there, huh? Even more than usual. Yeah, let's get rid of that.
Nothing a few Cheetos couldn't fix, man.
Nothing a few low-fat Cheez-Its could fix. Now, I'll be out at Chicago as part of the American Physical Society, which is the physics society for the country. There's a conference out there. We are gonna turn it into almost like an after party, if you will, in conjunction with the conference at Solario High School for Quantum STEAM. As you guys know, I'm part of the Quantum STEAM team, and so I'll be performing about quantum science, and we're gonna have a rap battle with 4 dope MCs from Solario High School. They're gonna be battling it out. We're gonna be working with them before on the way in the build up to see who can put it down for quantum science. You know what I mean? The nicest. We got some nice prizes. It's going to benefit them to come up with the hot bars. So that's dope. And I think the 19th, LD was just asking me about doing the South by. Is it South by Southwest with you? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, bro. Yep. We'll be in Austin.
He's like, the next day, can you get out there? And I was like, we'll have to figure it out. So I think that's the 19th. Is that right?
Yep, that's the 19th. Friday. That's Friday today, Saturday, if I'm not mistaken.
I had it on the calendar a while back, and I've made no updates other than them touching base. But
it's a Saturday, bro. I'm still working
one flight away.
We kind of checked it out, and it's one flight away, bro. I was gonna tell you, bro. I looked at it already, and you're not that far from there, bro. And you're already being the shy, bro. You go, man. I'm telling you, that's just one flight away.
Tapped halfway there. It's like even less than one flight away. Yeah, man. That's cool.
Absolutely.
So shout out to LD. Shout out to Sin, our man at Family and Friends Entertainment, who is how we're distributed through Sony Orchard. So shout out to Sony Orchard, and gotta get the full video done. I gotta finish the video for that. I think I want to get the video done for that. I like that joint. Got a lot of love from people on the Clubhouse side of the circuit. Shout out to the Angel, who was inspirational for me even making that track, which is a different kind of vibe for me. And one thing before we get Derrick up here, let me go over to here, because that is a special guest right there. We're gonna have dear Derrick up in a second,
bro. You got to get videos of that whole little ordeal, bro. Your trip to Chicago and all that. Because what's more pro than you at a conference, an educational conference, performing? That's as pro as it gets.
Yeah, it is. But you know how I do. I do hundreds of them and never videotape any of them. But
exactly, bro. You gotta get.
It's gonna be just me, bro. It's gonna be just me. They're flying me by my loan. You know how it works, right? This is how it works. People don't know. If you're a solo artist, right, and you're trying to do shows and you're trying to do all that kind of stuff, you fly one person, right, as opposed to two people in a hotel, 2 people on a plane trip. Figure out what that money is, and that's money you just took away from yourself. So if you can do it with one, it certainly makes some sense. So anyways, I want to say a shout out to the official sponsor, and look what we got here. Do you know what we got here?
I can't see it. I can't see it. I
Now
know it's a
again,
black box.
there's only one pair. So yeah, man. So
What? One
coming,
pair?
we're coming with shout out to Fila and the Grand Hill too, baby.
The
Shout out to the
Grand
Grand Hill too.
Hill. Hey, we
They
were just
happen
talking about those, bro.
right now they happen to fit pro. They're a size 12. Now this is, remember, this is the official sponsorship. So it's not official, it's unofficial. But when it's official, you know, we'll have Fly. What size are you?
10.5, depending
10.
on the shoe.
Yeah, get yourself the Fila Grand Hill 2s. I think they retailing for 125. They're real crispy. If you had them back in the day, you either know or you don't know. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, it's like your car choice. It's like, yeah, you can go get the Beamer, you can go get the Mercedes, but you could get the Genesis. And Genesis, I'm talking to you. You could be the unofficial. You could be the official sponsor with no official, unofficial Genesis. you know I'm rocking your material, Genesis, and it's very easy
Absolutely.
not to. But I'm saying, if you want to, you know, of course you can get the Jordans, but you could get the real smooth Fila Grand Hill 2s, baby. I mean, you could.
Absolutely.
And I'm talking to someone who knows, because this is F.L.Y for a reason. He's not just Forever Lives Yahweh. He's always crispy, much more crispy than myself. And you know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Like,
I spend all my days playing catcher, bro. But I have a master plan, bro, that I know has been ordained, bro, that God has given me, man. And bro, it's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be crazy. It's near future, but it all came to me today, man. It's crazy, man. We'll have to talk about it. But
gotcha.
I'm excited about
Dr.
the sponsors,
Sandra
bro.
Shout out to you.
Dr. Sandra.
Wait, you having vision problems over there, Fly? Were you looking on a phone?
Well, you know, this new interface, it's not as
it's different.
Yeah,
It's
so I'm
different.
kind of I'm figuring it all out. That's all. Just kind of, you know,
I
can see a little more on my side than I could before, and I'm still trying to figure out my configuration for this camera. But you know, even go, and I need to figure out how to start sharing the link too, now that we have that feature for all my stuff. Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, let's do this. Let's change the caption. Let's go back to where we were here. Let's go and quotes pop. It still says and quotes pop. And quotes pop was last week. We got to show you. See, this is the behind the scenes. You getting the just how easy it can be here. We're not having quotes pop. Unless he wants to come back. I told him he always has the invite. So shout out to Quo's Pop. It was the ProQuo's Pop show last week, which is kind of crazy. But yo, this week we got Dear Derrick in. We're gonna bring him in a second. We're gonna say what's good with him. And without further ado, we're gonna bring him in. And right after we talk to Dear Derrick, we're gonna play one of his joints. Of course, we gotta play one of his joints. And you know, and Dear Derrick, I know he's in the back, right? Check this out. We're gonna try to not run it on YouTube, because when we run them on YouTube, see, I played my thing before it's out, right? So Facebook be shutting you down. So I'm gonna play the MP3 version to hopefully avoid the powers that be, because they shut us down all the time. And
Absolutely.
it's like I already have a note on one of my feeds already, the one that actually gets the most people on it. So we'll have to see what's good with that. But anyways, let's get him in here, and we will talk to him, play his joint, and hopefully we'll get some feedback for him and see what's good. Dear Derrick, what's up, sir?
Yo,
everything cool? I'm in the cut. I'm at the crib.
Speaking, he's wearing. Look at the sponsorship he's wearing.
I see.
Oh no, I was already vibing with it. I used to have the Grand Hills.
Nice.
Have the Grand Hills. Grand Hill and Iversons with the Grand Hill and Iversons were two of my favorite sneakers.
Absolutely. See, you understand. Like, it's like, of course we have love for Jordans. Of course we do. But it's like
nostalgia, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
You were 10 and a half?
No, I'm a 12.
Yeah.
12.
No, you gotta get a pair of those.
What size are you?
I'm a 12.
Because we have to put in a memo here. We'd be like, put a little memo.
Like they see what it is. You gotta throw the sneaker up so we can screenshot them.
Absolutely. Let's do that right now.
They see what it is.
Right. We gotta do it like this. We have to make it like I was casually looking at something else. You know,
just lean it across. Focus it a little bit and I'll look away. Ebony man.
But I'm intentional. I'm pointing. Like, yeah, there we go, man.
Hey.
Wait,
You screenshotted it then?
no. I'm gonna do it after. We got the
Oh,
save.
we was just all right.
We got the save. We got the save. So
Okay.
I was gonna. I can't really do it with one hand. You know what I mean? So it's like I gotta have. I'm trying. I don't have those.
No, that's a good shoe. That shoe took me back to how talented Grant Hill is. And
unbelievable. Super silky smooth. Grant Hill.
Yeah, like this before Allen Houston, it was Grant Hill.
Absolutely. You know, I say,
but Grant Hill was a two-way player, man. That was special about him at that time, man. It was very few players in the 90s that can ball both ways. It was him and Scotty, really in that era that reminded me of each other.
Scotty could ball both ways?
Yeah, Scotty had D, and Scotty could give you a 25 easily.
Yeah, but I just gotta like to keep it.
I'm with Derrick. I know where you're going, bro. I'm
yeah, like
let him know. Let him know.
Nah, Scotty was definitely both ways, man. I grew up. I watched him.
He's from Chicago, man. He's from Chicago, so he's got to fight.
But I'm just being honest. I never saw it.
You never saw it. You never saw him. You never saw him guard the best player on the other side of the court.
Look at my face. I never saw it.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
See, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you what y'all missed. See, y'all missed all those local WGN Channel 9 games.
Look at my face.
Yeah,
I never.
You missed it. You missed it. Look, I'm gonna tell you.
I missed a lot.
No, you're okay. That's the same space. Like my therapist say, that's the same space.
And let me tell you how cold Scotty was. Let me tell you how cold Scotty was too.
You missed it.
How cold
the great Kobe Bryant himself said he patterned his defensive footwork after Scotty.
That doesn't mean Scotty was guarding anybody good, though.
He guarded the best player.
No, that just means somebody's observant. That doesn't mean that Scotty was good.
He studied his footwork because of how good he was at defense.
I'm over on this side, way on the hard right, bro. With this one, I'm like, I've
that's
been waiting
why
for someone to come into my.
I'm just quoting him. He said Scotty was so impressive on defense, but everybody noticed his wingspan and attributed that to his greatness on defense. But Kobe said, I attributed his greatness, keyword greatness on defense, to his footwork.
So then my next question is, who is Joe Dumars?
Joe Dumars is just a regular dude, man.
Nah, you're bugging out now.
Yeah. So Derrick, where you from? Where you from? Derrick? We gotta get Derrick's background.
Zeke boy was a regular dude.
Come on, son, you wildin' right now.
I gotta know where Derrick's from. Wait, Derrick, where are you originally from, Derrick?
Mr. Lockdown Jordan. Come on.
Derrick, where are you originally from?
I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from Brownsville.
Originally, all right,
100%. I'm from Brooklyn, 1,000%.
So, I'm saying this to you, Fly. I'm not from Chicago, right? You know what I'm saying? And there's a little bias. I'd say, you know, when you get in that kind of Midwest and over there, it's like Scotty can do no wrong. I'm just saying the way
no. Don't misunderstand what
about. No, hold on. Son is talking about people respecting Scotty's footwork like he Gregory Hines with the dance steps. Like, listen, man.
More like Bojangles.
He has to do it. He's from Chicago. He has no choice. He doesn't know anything else.
Nah, bro. I'm just telling you, man. I'm just telling you, man.
You're in the bubble fly. You're in the bubble fly.
Some aspects of Scottie Pippen's performance where people gonna act like they talking to the police. That I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, I'm just telling you what Kobe said.
I'm just being honest with you. I'm just being honest.
I'm just telling you what I saw and what Kobe said.
Though. But there's people who gonna talk about Scottie Pippen like they talking to the cops. I don't know what you're talking about.
Nah, bro.
They be like, I seen it with Mike. I don't know what you're talking about. But they know who Michael is.
He top 75. A lot of people know who he is.
I've said on record that I feel that he's one of the most overrated players of all time. That there's just
he is one of the most overrated players.
But he's still nice.
Yo, John Paxson might be better than Son.
I'm not saying he's not nice. He's nice.
No, y'all play too much.
He got a lot of.
Y'all play too much.
If he was on the Celtics,
y'all play too much. Nah, Scotty, man. Scotty's. Listen, man.
They would have traded him.
He top 70. He top 75 for a reason. And you can just look at the analytics.
Who's number 74?
Look at his defensive proficiency. He was good because of Jordan, no doubt.
But let me ask you, you like Scottie Pippen? I mean, you like Patrick Ewing too, probably.
Nah.
The way you flowing.
Nah, not at all.
Okay.
No, not at all.
I might get myself
Ewing was,
Ewing. Have you seen the Patrick Ewing
going in
sneakers,
that
by the way?
chamber.
They look
Patrick Ewing was just okay.
Shout out to Cambridge. Shout out to Patrick Ewing. Yo,
we call them winning bums.
He's hitting you
Scotty
in the
was
heart.
Scotty was a perennial all-star.
Now that's all. I'm gonna end it with that.
He was a perennial all-star.
And guess who selected him to the All-Star game?
Popularity. What?
And even his peers, he was Team USA. The man was perennial all-star. He was a playoff player without Michael Jordan.
You can't believe Team USA. You can't believe they had Christian Laettner.
All right, so I'm gonna throw this to both.
They had Christian Laettner. You can't believe that.
Valid point. I'm gonna throw this to both of y'all. Who's nicer?
Maybe one day we'll find somebody from Brooklyn that'll make that list.
They had you talking about you use the USA team for a reference. They had Christian Laettner. Let's not forget.
One of many references. I referenced Kobe and a lot of other people.
No, but you said the USA team. They had Christian Laettner.
Who wins the one-on-one at their Who wins the one-on-one at their prime? Jason Tatum or Scottie Pippen?
Jason.
And I'll say Jason Tatum's not even in his prime yet. I'll just say so. Jason Tatum today or Scottie Pippen? Who do you got, Fly?
I think Jason's better than Scottie.
I think Jason. I think it's not a parallel comparison just because the era was different. But
right.
I would say Tatum's probably his offensive skill set is better than Scottie would be, but he's not a more complete player than Scottie, if you ask me.
But you got to remember, like
nobody talks about Jason Tatum's defense.
Yeah, they don't.
Playing with the greatest player that ever played.
They don't.
Mistakenly or not. Nobody talks about it. So even if Scottie was a bum on D, everybody.
But he's going to play good enough D to beat him one-on-one, though, right?
I don't know because Scottie could drop 30, and he's done it plenty of times. Scottie could drop 20. He could take a team to a playoffs without Jordan.
You're right.
51 back-to-back games.
These are some fun facts.
Facts, all facts. Yeah,
and
I like the facts.
What? Because of his performance and the numbers that he puts up, that's why winning bums.
Nah.
Well, Patrick,
bro.
I don't even know if you can say winning bums. I mean,
because he didn't win. Patrick didn't win. Scottie was a winner.
Sort of winning bums.
Hall of Fame.
Now Patrick was nice.
All-Star. He every accolade.
They're all great. I'm kicking around.
Yeah, man. Look,
it's just levels of great. There's levels of great.
Yeah, absolutly.
I don't think it's level of great, but
there's Scottie's level of great.
No, I just
Tatum's level of great.
There's other people who are great.
Now you are biased when it comes to Tatum.
I'm biased too. I think Ray Allen's like the greatest player ever. Of course, I'm biased. You know,
Ray Allen is up there though.
I love Ray Allen. You know what I'm saying? He can do no wrong.
I love.
Now he's not a defensive stalwart either, but I'm saying he's in the Grant Hill kind of lane. He's that silky smooth. He'll flush on you if you're not paying attention. And make you look silly, and he'll shake your hand after and be like, "Hey, yo, nice game." You know what I'm saying? But he'll be like, "Yeah."
But before we get off the basketball metaphors, all the silky smooth dudes take the check and be silky smooth. You ever notice that? Mm-hmm. All the silky smooth, they always get the biggest check, and they silky smooth right on the bench.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. They rarely win.
There's a lot of that.
That's what I don't like, man. It's like
Yo, that's interesting though, sir. Right?
They rarely win. They get the check. It looks good, but they rarely win.
Well, it was like who did you say Scottie Pippen was before he was?
That's how they get the check.
He's very Allen Houston.
Houston was solid.
Yeah, but
who Allen?
Yeah, Allen Houston was solid. Well, I mean,
silky smooth.
I like this offense.
Ain't winning nothing.
Well, I can't really say I like this.
He's winning in his home gym right now. Shooting threes
with the checks.
He was a shooter. Yeah, he was hands down.
He was in some movies too, wasn't he? He did some movies too, didn't he? Some acting.
Movies, black and white. That's a good hip hop infused movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
what's up, guys?
They made the radar, man. We in here talking about you, man. So
we in here, brother, for you, man.
I
can't wait to hear that track.
We had some technical difficulties before, but we got you here. So
good. I'm so thankful to be here. Thank you, Pro, for letting me just re-get this one more time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Not a problem.
The understanding and Happy New Year to you both.
Yes, sir.
And
I gotta shout shout out to your man Edition. Yeah, he's my G. So I mean that goes a long way. You know what I'm saying?
All day, always shout out to Edition. I don't know. I was just talking about Edition with my lady. Like I was just saying, like, yo, it's something about people who believe in you for the long run.
Mm-hmm.
And DJ Edition is one of those special people for me. As an artist, of course, because you know I'm doing the rapping thing and I'm doing the music thing, but also as a person, he's been phenomenal.
Yeah, he's a good dude. He's a good dude. How long you known him? You known him for just a minute or for a long time?
I've known Edition for a long time.
Dope. Yeah.
I started with Edition. I started with Edition and I'm still with Edition.
Edition's another one of that. He's kind of silky smooth too. Like he's silky smooth. He's like you don't expect him to have the skills that he has. You know what I'm saying? Be like, okay, I see what you're doing now. But he knows his stuff. He's one of those diggers, and you know he's thorough. You know what I'm saying? Thorough. So thorough is probably the better word for DJ Edition. But man, it's dope. So, yo, tell us about the project, everything that you've been doing, because I know a lot of people may or may not have heard the music yet. So we're gonna get to that. But what like I've only heard what I've been sent, right? So I didn't really know of your stuff before. So that's why I'm always excited once I hear some stuff and I go, yeah, because you probably the same way I am. You listen to something, you're like, I don't know, and then you're like, oh, dope. Okay, this is dope. You're hoping. It's like I say when I go see stand-up comedians. You're hoping they're gonna be funny, like you're rooting for them, and then in the first 5 seconds you're like, "Crap, I can't. There's nothing I can do with this right here, right? Oops, we lost it.
I'm here.
There he is. And you know, like I was saying, you hoping for that comedian to be funny, and you're like, damn, I gotta kind of look away, right? So it's dope when you hear something you're like, yes, I was hoping this would be good. You know what I mean? So how long you been doing your thing? How long you been doing your thing, and what's the whole aura of the entire vibe? Like what you're about?
For me. My whole aura is so all right, like my name is Dear Derrick. So Dear Derrick stems from me basically writing a letter to myself. You know, Dear Derrick. So rap is basically like a journal of things, moments in time and concepts that is like a diary for me. But it's a letter. It's like a letter to myself. So originally, my name is, Dear Derrick in the Band, and Dear Derrick in the Band comes from all the people that have helped me throughout life. That's the band. There's no music band. There's no drummer necessarily in that sense. The band represents all the people that sometimes, you know, somebody helps you move forward and you might not remember them because the time spent with them was like 2 days, but they introduced you to someone that was just like someone you hung out with for 10 years. So I thought that in my experience that I was having with music, that Dear Derrick and the Band was suitable. And also I'm an art curator. So my government name, Derrick Bernard Harden, is widely used, Derrick B. Harden, as an art curator. So I just wanted to have the artist name close to the actual name that was in art. And then I mixed both together, and now I'm the art curator / rapper with this new project out called Super Thought, which is a take on the black persons being the global prostitute for inspiration and cultural influence. That we end up being the super thought. Because we could be Jay-Z or we could be Breonna Taylor. We could be Rick Ross or we could be the real Rick Ross. And that's not a shot. That's
right.
Intelligent metaphor of thinking and speaking in the forms of these two characters being black persons and seeing how capitalism affects both of them.
Deep. So the bringing together when you say thought, right? So the thought is the thought reflecting everything that you're saying right there in terms of a philosophy? You're basically saying like that's the philosophy of all that's encompassing in that music, or that's just beyond the music and just actually
Yeah. So Super Thought is basically like this. So Super Thought is a trilogy. So the first album is the first chapter that we're vibing on right now. The first album is the first chapter.
Gotcha.
And because I'm an art curator rapper, that first chapter has an artsy title. So consider like Super Thought the title of a book. And the first album is the first chapter. And that first chapter is called Post-Deitch Depression, How Do I Bang Boom? And that's a very artsy title. It has a lot of undertone meanings to it. But that's what you'll see in this trilogy, these artsy titles in these 3 albums. And then I have a film that's released with this after the 3 albums are released that can kind of sum up the conversation that I'm trying to have. Most importantly, you know, is the Black person the global prostitute of the world? It's a question. It's and the music that you hear is literally the soundtrack to the question.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily that always each song that you're
each joint's gonna be different, right?
Has something directly, we're not geeked out. At least me, I'm not geeked out.
Yeah.
But I am a smart one. So I'm not geeked out to the point that song is going to represent these words. This is the soundtrack. This is the vibe. While you're thinking about what the conversation is about, this is what you should be listening to.
How does one become an art curator, by the way?
I mean, technically in life, you could just become anything by just telling somebody that you're that.
Right. So there's no. Are you saying there's no training needed, or all right? Because it sounds cool. Like I want to do that.
No, but the art curatorial work stumbled upon me in life, and what I learned that the art curatorial work in my definition. Now, my definition could be absolutely different from somebody who is bred and steadfast in the art world. So I just must put that out there. But for me, I was the medium between the gallery and the artist, and the artist and the gallery. So I was the one person that possibly could have a relationship with both people to make sure that an exhibition is happening. Also, at sometimes I am the person that has the concept. So I can approach the gallery with the concept because I have a community of artists that I usually know or hang out with, et cetera, et cetera.
Do you do this for one place or is it for multiple? Like,
it was multiple. It was multiple galleries. So I was fortunate enough for the time to be the let's just say co-director of 3 different major galleries in New York City at that time.
Gotcha. Shout out to Legendary, we see you. Yo,
Legendary, we see you.
By the way, speaking of Dr. Jowers Barber, who was checking in, she's an historian, and she I know her. Like, I don't know any art curators, but I know historians also really get down in that same kind of space. And I'm always like, how do people become? Like, I get how you become a historian, right? You study history or whatever, but it always grabs me. Like, I do math, and it's like, how does somebody declare like, yo, I'm a mathematician today? Like, no, you're not. You you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you pass that?
I mean, it's just based on willing to
be that person
that and willing to be challenged on that.
Right.
When you say that you're a rapper, that means basically you got like 2 hidden rhymes somewhere. That's all that means. You got 2 joints.
Absolutely.
You did it.
Everybody, I'm ready.
Absolutely.
I can only go 2 verses though, but I'm ready.
Yeah, I got those too. They're fire.
But under technical form, that would make you somewhat of what we call in the culture, not in the profit culture, but in the culture, that would make you a hip hop artist. If you did that for 12 years, have 2 verses every year tucked, rapping with your friend, you're a rapper.
It makes you a person who raps.
Yeah, first of
Yeah.
facts.
I was just thinking Christmas. My bad. Two
That's
times a year. Like, okay,
Right.
oh, okay. He
Christmas.
work in the
Absolutely.
he work in the
Absolutely.
department
But
store. He's a
that's crazy
rapper.
though.
Okay.
I suppose, like, I mean, I always lead with that. I'm always telling artists, I don't know if this has been your experience or not, but I'm always telling, I was saying that today, the dude I was talking about earlier, the guy who's in IT, I was like, look, you combine that with the fact that you produce music and that you have this education job where you do IT, whatever. It's kind of fascinating. And I've made the bulk of my career being the fact I put weird things together that people don't think go together, and it becomes interesting. Does that have play for you? Is that
Yeah,
register,
I
and
mean,
is that
because, and this is another point of Super Thought, the project. And my perception, I truly and duly think, even though I'm from Brownsville, East New York. I'm from Brooklyn. Like, I'm not from where it's like, no disrespect to nobody where they're from, but I'm just not from where like where it's
where the
corny.
galleries are? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just not where. But I do feel that hip hop is a bit exhausted.
Mm.
I do feel like the expression is exhausted. So the hybrid formula comes into term
Yeah, right.
more than ever. You know.
Yeah. So mixing the
Ho-
art with the art.
yeah. So like
Mm.
even it could artistically it could be holding down a full-time job and rapping and doing your weekend shows.
That's the
Mm-hmm,
vibe, bro.
That's the new hybrid,
mm-hmm,
because
absolutely.
that's not done before.
Yeah.
One of the most successful working class hip hoppers is what's that kid from Brooklyn's name? Kai. I think he's a firefighter / rapper or whatever.
Oh yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
How dope is that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So
Like our man over here, the professor, mathematician,
exactly.
historian, STEM major,
I'm
thing,
no historian. Yeah.
and rapper.
That's what I'm saying. So we
Gotta put them together.
hip hop is morphed into this thing that should be second nature now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. We should be able to have a tie company while being a full-time hip hop artist.
Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't take that much. It's
Yeah, it
all
really doesn't.
exhausted. How much can somebody do this in the camera?
Right.
Like what are we doing?
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
So I think it should morph into like jazz music, where it's just regular. Yes, this jazz musician is great, but he also works at Citibank.
Yeah, absolutely. I see it all the time. I ask artists all the time, like, yeah, what else do you do? I'm always want to know like what else they do. I think it tells the story for a lot of people. And so often, like you said, you only see people doing the art and you never hear what's behind it,
And I got a crazy announcement to make. I'm gonna just put that out there. I got a crazy announcement to make.
What you got? What you got?
Like crazy. Yo, shout out to DJ Edition, everything that everybody's been. Shout out to Pro. Like, I got a crazy announcement to make. Like crazy.
All right. I don't know if he's kidding or if it's crazy. I'm waiting.
It's different. It's something that's going to put our market.
All right.
When I say our market, I really mean that. Like our market.
Okay.
Our community. This great North America, especially, and for everybody that's on this wave, is going to really put us in perspective. Because we are the true tastemakers.
Absolutely.
We are the true tastemakers.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting on it. I'm waiting.
That's
he's leading us in.
We are the true tastemakers. Ain't nobody know what's going on in this when it comes to the music business, hip hop. Mm-hmm. If they want to call it urban music, that's cool. Mm-hmm. Nobody know what's going on other than this level right here. Period. And I hope this is.
Come on with that announcement.
We're recording. We're waiting on it. I'm like, all right, you got me, man. He sold me. He's a curator, man. I can tell. You know what I'm saying?
He's selling the art right now.
Curating us right now.
Where
are those feelers?
I'm selling the art.
Those feelers. All right.
I'm definitely selling the art right now.
I was like,
but the announcement is crazy, and somebody said something about. I gotta say that when we talk after the announcement, you'll be like, "Whoa, this is big," And then I get to get into like another topic, but yet the same topic of what I'm talking about, because they try to make us. I'm gonna use this word for safe, and I'll put the puzzle. You can put the puzzle together slowly. They try to make us backpackers feel away.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. and if you could pick up on melodic tones and metaphors and journalism and stuff like that, you could piece the story together. But I'm not playing at all.
I like his style, man.
This is great. This is great.
I love his style, man. Yeah, you got so you have to. I'm gonna say this: whatever plans you got,
yes,
you obviously need a space to not just perform. You need the conference after and before, right? So like when you do a show, like you need space to probably do more than what you can just do on a stage, unless you bring this to the stage.
Indeed, but yeah, I would just say yes, humbly yes. You're right.
Right.
We definitely need a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to see the show. You know what I mean? Like I want to see the Dear Derrick show already. You know, so I'm already...
the Dear Derrick show is unbelievable. But what's most important is the new Dear Derrick message, along with this Super Thought trilogy art film project, is the creation of the new American. Because I'm American at the end of the day, and this is the creation. This is the new creation of a celebrity. This is the new, like, we work. I don't know what y'all doing, but we work, and we do what we do, and we work because we American.
Yep.
I don't sit on no couch with my ideas. I work for my friends. I work for myself. I help other people if you need a feeling, and I do what I do. Because we Americans, we define in the definition.
Absolutely. Well, we gotta hear people right now. They're saying we gotta hear some Dear Derrick. Like, who is this guy? We gotta hear some Dear Derrick.
We could throw. You listen, man. I had 2 singles come off the first album of the trilogy. One of them were called "Do Yourself a Favor."
I got that one right here in the queue.
"Do Yourself a Favor" is actually the ending of it's like the lead song for a TV show that's on HBO that's called Betty. See, Betty season 2, I got like 4 or 5 songs placed in there. But like, I'm just throwing hints out there. Like,
all right,
like, piece the story together, but we getting back together. We're putting this together like a sweater. I promise you, hand knitted.
All right, well let's run that. We're gonna run that exact track right now.
Oh, you gonna do Yourself a Favor?
Yeah, I got that up. Who produced that? If you don't mind me asking.
Mark Lav, also goes by the name of Lav 7, who has done Black Elvis, Kool Keith album, 7 Deadly Sins, Ice-T's album.
Dope.
He's Raw Breed, old school.
I remember
older hip hop group from before.
Yeah.
He's one of my great friends and #1 producer. Shout out to Mark Lav 7.
I think Raw Breed was like 93, wasn't it? Like around that time? Like,
yeah, exactly. So you know. Yeah, you get it. Yep. Yeah, that's Mark Lav. That's my guy. He's produced the whole trilogy.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we're gonna get into it. This is Dear Derrick right here. It's called "Do Yourself a Favor." I had to throw it up inside the mix here so we could avoid any kind of getting flagged or whatever, so we can keep it going. So I got it inside the player. Here we go. We'll get to it.
Whatever it is, bring it one. Scoop it on now. 20, whatever. Yeah.
Do yourself a favor.
Scoop it on now. 20.
Pro Syndicate.
Do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor. Yeah. I read what I am a Dear Derrick, and basically what happened. Hard times I grind, y'all
Part-time I shine, see the flow awesome, like alright. I'm from Brooklyn, like what's the vibe? You know I'm trying to make it big, oh that's fine. Dear Derrick, only popcorn, what it is. You know the Bronx is up in this building. Queens is up in this building. Manhattan up in this building. Staten Island up in this building. You know Brooklyn up in this building. Basically New York, we run shit. On my fly talk, get to the money. I do curated art shows, navigated through educated people, society status quo. Green light, I go. Production by Pro Syndicate, Juvo on the boards. Mr. Bag Getter, you like the golden era, you need to listen better. Relieve ya, what a feeling. New East Coast rap villain. Embrace lyricism, what a twist. What's the twist? Suck my dick. Do yourself a favor, hop up off my dick.
I mean, this is the best advice I can give you.
Do yourself a favor, hop up off my.
Yo, this is wisdom right here.
Do yourself a favor, hop up off my.
Understand this? You can go anywhere.
Do yourself a favor, get off my. Big cherry pie, American dream, a fiend for this thing called rap. The last trap, last train to Paris, love feels strange. Rage on the page, in the age of daydreaming, nothing really happening, steady scheming. In the vein of the system, alert the public. Literature banging like you gotta love it. Bars like gold nuggets, way to judge it. Dear Derrick, my life is your bucket list. Fuck this shit, rap luxury. Every day I'm fly, nigga, I could be a mannequin. In the hood, comfy, call me way more flaming. Do yourself a favor, hop up off my. Do yourself a favor, hop up off my. Do yourself a favor, hop up off my. Do yourself a favor, get off my.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I could just put the.
Dear Derrick, do yourself a favor.
Yeah.
Hop up off it. Right there.
You know
Nice
what I
work,
mean?
man.
Hey, that production was
Yeah, man.
saucy.
Definitely saucy. Yeah, definitely saucy.
My shit. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
absolutely. It's right in the pocket, man. Right in the pocket. Everything was right in the pocket. Now I can hear that on TV. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. That was a great one. Shout out to the people at the TV show Betty and HBO for definitely hooking that up for me and Mark Live. That was
absolutely
for the books.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. We always talking about placement. I'm definitely in the placement myself. Just had a few songs placed as well. And, for artists that are out there that are, we're talking about that hustle and that grind and the way to, make it work. And I think too often you don't hear people speak about how that works. And, for me, I'm always saying, if you keep it sample free, if you can make a clean version, right? If you can keep it one stop, you don't have a lot of people to worry about on the sheets and the splits.
That's the most. I think that is actually more important than samples. Is like once you get into a space where you have like 5 producers, you allow one disagreement to clog up the pipe drain, and there you have it.
Yeah, it's a wrap. You gotta start walking in these days and be like, "Yo, this is the split sheet." You know what I mean? Yeah. Like this is how we doing it. You know what I'm saying? And,
before you even in the booth.
Yeah, we're intentional about this song right here. Like we're trying to get this place. We're looking for opening credits or closing credits or whatever it is.
Nah, this is true.
Yep. And
because you might have a different idea. If I'm a producer, I might think that I deserve X, Y, and Z for what has been done.
Absolutely.
And that is going to the network.
Yep.
So people become different in those times.
Yeah, absolutely, and it gets real funny real quickly. So, we did our ProQuo album, the shirt I'm wearing. We have 14 producers, 14 people total involved. So we were like, and a lot of them are from Europe, and so we were like on Zoom, scheduling with their hours and like, all right, so this is how we try to do everything.
That stuff's got to be crazy.
Crazy, yeah, crazy.
That sounds crazy.
It is, man. Shout out to my man Quo. His vision, it was like bringing them all together. He's like, I know we can bring them all together, and it involved, you're thinking about overseas hours, what time of the day, which day, like Sunday at like 5:00, we can just about get everybody in. You know what I mean? And and work it out. Yeah. And so that's the level of, I think a lot of times we don't speak to the business side and we just let people, they see like, yo, how'd you get that bag for that show? Or how'd you get on that TV show? And too often you don't hear people speak on it or want to speak on it, which I think is unfortunate because it's one of the non-pipe dreams that there are. You can actually get your stuff placed. You can actually start small, build. It's a relationship game too.
It's going to be, again, sometimes music placement keeps the, I say this with all due respect to everybody that's getting music placement, but sometimes getting your music placed and getting just enough is a part of the working class dream. Like we just have a little leg up. It wasn't that crazy, but it was a little leg up. It was a little bit. It's a little bit of a different number for the month, and that was good. So I think it's great. I think it's a great aspiration. I wish I would have thought about it or focused on it
earlier. Right. I'm the same way. Yeah.
But it's such a when you look at Childish Gambino's career, you start to wonder to yourself, like, exactly what was his focus? Was it the actual, I want to get hot, or was it like, I want to do TV and I make music?
Yeah, right. I remember reading this story too. I don't know it offhand. Wasn't like a parent that was involved with?
I think it was a parent possibly.
They were connected to an agent. Sure. I think it was a kid in his school was connected to an agent or something like that. And the parent knew them, or I can't remember. But
for lesser words, I'm just saying that I really like his approach.
Yeah.
His style and approach, because that's the same guy years later, even after the show was a success. That's the same guy that came out with "This Is America."
He's Han Solo, bro. He's on a whole nother level. He's Han Solo, bro.
That man said, "This is America."
Yep.
Don't catch me slipping now. I said, "Oh my."
Yeah, absolutely. And that video made you stand back and go, "What?"
Okay. And he already had this. So like, he's like one of one.
Yeah, absolutely.
His approach is definitely one of one.
Absolutely. With extreme confidence to get it done and do it. No, it seemed like he had that plan the whole way. To your point,
one of one. That's my son.
It doesn't feel like he stumbled into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he just feel like he walked in the shaft stride.
Yeah. So my ex girl used to live in Flatbush. So I spent some time out in Flatbush, probably about 15 years ago. For like, like 2 weeks. And then, we'd go back and forth and take trips or whatever. So, and actually Fly, when we were out last time in NY, I took you pretty close. We were like Rockaway. We were down that way. You know what I mean? And Fly hadn't been out there, but, so I'm always interested in this. You're still there, you said, right? You still out there? Yeah. How has it changed, man? It's been a long time for me, and I see the switch up in so many places. You know what I mean? So what's it like?
To be honest with you, the switch up is real, but at the same time, the switch up is real.
No, it's gentrified, bro. Flat out, bro. When we were in Brooklyn, bro.
We were getting vegan sandwiches
in the BK, bro. It's vegan sandwiches and
there was a lot of vegan
shops
sandwiches
on every
going
corner,
on.
Bro.
It was crazy, bro. I was like, nah. I thought I took the wrong turn. I'm like, this cannot be the same block.
I say this is not the Brooklyn Jay was rapping about in the 90s.
No,
bro.
Instead of Marcy Project, it's like Marcy is selling vegan sandwiches.
Biggie Brooklyn.
No, it's not Biggie Brooklyn, bro. Nah, bro. Not at all.
Not where you were.
Yeah, and then especially, bro, like you got to you come over the bridge, bro, and then the project's like to the right, bro, and then the Barclays Center like a block up. I'm like, what? Yeah, no.
I brought Fly to this club, right? I brought Fly to this club. This club was like packed. We walk in this club, it's packed, right? There's mad people at the bar, right? This is like crazy.
Tell them about the gypsy chick in the corner, bro.
Yeah. It's like one lady. She looked like she was like a diva from a video, just no one around her, just chilling in the corner, like, drinking a drink. And everyone else was like normal people. And she looked like she was imported from like wherever, right? And then
teleported, bro. She was so out of place.
You go around the corner and then it's like a country, it's like a country hippie bar in the back with like people. Oh, bro, it was
Bro,
crazy.
this is
What's
crazy, bro. Bro, we was just in. Was this in November or in October? It was in October, bro.
It was.
I can't think of the name.
It might have been the very, very, very end of August or October.
But where was it though?
Man, I don't remember the street. You know, because we walked.
Yeah,
from
we walked
Was
a
it
nice little minute.
Williamsburg?
I didn't hear you. Say it again.
Was it Williamsburg?
It was probably close to the cusp of Williamsburg. Yeah, but I was in the middle of where that again. It's been a long time for me. You know what I mean? From when I was in, but
Yeah.
I mean, it was like
It's not
it was like you,
Brooklyn no more.
you
man.
start heading down Rockaway and you bang a right, and then you're in some like little cut area. But I took like 4 or 5 kind of wild turns, and I was like, yo, we were looking for this one spot, and I was like, yo, I know there's something down here.
What spot were you looking for?
I forget the name of it. There was some show that we were going to do, and
Yeah,
I can't even remember the name of it.
it's not Biggie Brooklyn no more.
No, bro. And then so then once you got out of the little dance country
lot of dog
music
walking.
hall, bro. Once you got out the little hall, bro, then you went outside towards the back, and it's like a garden in the back. I'm like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah,
It was
crazy,
bro.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it was
That's
crazy,
so.
I'm
crazy.
like looking at my phone, like whipping up, like, what does it cost to live?
But
here?
I will say this though. I will say this because I'm really from Brooklyn.
Yeah,
it's awfully nice though to have Brooklyn nice. It is
right. Sure,
it's definitely nice.
And to be able to keep up with the. It's going to sound like
it's nice at a price. It's nice at a price.
No, it's going to sound like a little bit of a capitalist, but this is just true. Like, it's nice to have your neighborhood a little bit nice now.
Sure.
I know, certain people get pushed out. It's a really bad situation. But it is.
Oh yeah, it's real. Yeah.
It is nice to have your neighborhood like decent.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, I had to ask because I mean,
there's
I know what we
it's
saw.
a moment of our lives that we all want to live in a better place, but sometimes our existing neighborhood is the better place. We just need to treat it better.
Treat it better, bro. That's the truth.
Hashtag right there.
So
Hashtag treat it better.
For the people that look at gentrification in a positive way, that now they can meet their fancy, or that they've
Five Guys. You can have your Five Guys.
Vegetables and everything. Now we getting them. So of course it comes with.
But you're gonna get a Five Guys too. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get Five Guys. You gotta have your Five Guys.
I've had Five Guys twice. It's really addictive.
You talking Five Guys, bro?
Some salty fries right there.
Five Guys is the most overrated burger place.
Go on the humble and the sneak tip.
Bro, because you can't take the fam to Five Guys, bro. You're gonna spend a buck,
no.
Bro,
I want to listen to an interview. Like, let me sit down at Five
for real.
Interview.
All true. Hey, Five Guys, we're not mad at you. You could
we're
still
not
be
mad
an
at you.
unofficial sponsor. Right.
No doubt, bro. Five Guys is bro.
I can't even hold you. I think I had what did I have? Yeah, I had something at Five Guys like maybe 3 or 4 days ago. Because I saw that Whack 100 said something about Master P. I said, this is a great excuse to have Five Guys.
It's a great excuse right there.
I gotta be honest with myself.
And did he say P was broke?
What did he say? Let me get Five Guys.
Bro.
Hold up.
Tripping.
Yeah, that was my excuse.
I mean, is it a fascination that Master P would have less money than he did? Of course not. Of course he has less money than he did. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, it's a fascination to see people talking about people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But I do respect both of them, and I don't know if everybody sees what Whack is actually doing.
Mm-hmm.
He's bringing a lot of people say, "Oh, he's controversial." He's all is possible. Nobody is exempt from that, but he is bringing talk to what we call our culture.
Absolutely, and that's what I'm glad you brought that up.
And that is the number one thing that we need to pay attention to, because the outspokenness of individuals from what we call our culture is all we have.
It's all we have.
Perpetuate the culture,
But they get persecuted.
Not perpetuate. To propel it. The only thing we have is individuals like Gilliam Wallow and Whack 100. They really do a great job at propelling. I don't know how, but they just do a good job at keeping hip hop on the tongue. And to
by some interesting methods. Yes.
Yeah, the subjects might be negative to a lot of people, even sometimes to myself, but I have to be honest. It has the culture that I love. You know, I love hip hop. It keeps it so relevant, and I can't be mad at anybody at least showing some effort to keep it relevant and show the not so intelligent part all the time.
So with that said, keeping it relevant, I want to know what y'all think about this right here. So let me put this up here. Get rid of the subscribe here. I don't know if y'all seen this. Y'all seen this? E40 lends his hip hop expertise to Eminem versus Busta Rhymes.
Wow.
Check it out. Yeah, right.
M versus Bus.
What are you saying?
Yeah, I'm just learning this.
Proliferating this out there, right? Check this out. I got
to
narrate it for the people, right? While E40 talked mostly about football in an interview with ESPN's Jalen and Jacoby on Friday, January 28th, the Choices lyricist was asked at the end of the show to offer his thoughts on a versus question posed by Dr. Dre on Sunday, January 23rd. Who, if anyone, could potentially compete against Eminem in a battle? With his style of rap, I really feel like the person that nobody want to see in a verse battle. I'm going to keep it a 1,000 wow, and I love Eminem. I love this guy to the fullest, and his talent speaks for himself. Busta Rhymes, you got a point. Busta Rhymes would eat Eminem in a versus battle, E40 said. I really believe that. Busta Rhymes goes crazy because now it turned into a performance type of situation. Busta Rhymes is animated. He got gas. He rap fast, all that. He do all the stuff Eminem do, and Busta Rhymes got up-tempo slaps to get the party going. Anytime you got up-tempo slaps, you're going to win. Yeah. I mean, that's worthy.
You know what though?
I think it's Busta and Jay, to tell you the truth. But
the way he broke that perspective
anybody gonna go with Jay
just made Busta against M sound better. Like
no, I gotta be honest with you.
The way he put it out there.
Busta Rhymes Redman school.
Absolutely.
So that's not the animation. M get busy with animation.
And don't forget the guests. You know what I'm saying? Yes.
But just keep in mind.
Does M bring Jay-Z up?
Nah, you're not even talking about Jay-Z. Like your man Busta was the only rap dude who smoked out his group. He was so nice he smoked the group.
That's a claim to fame. Yeah, we're still waiting on the last Boy Scout.
I'm talking about the
yeah, the leaders in New School.
Yeah, I used to love them. But when I heard Scenario, I said, yo, why my son dust off everybody? Like, that's not cool.
But you realize that was a lot.
Bring it back, come rewind.
That was like Fushnikins and my man Chip. It's like, come on, bro. Like, these other dudes are just people from down the street.
Said, I don't think it got nothing for simply this.
Food cold.
Impact. Boom. That's it.
Yeah. Powerful impact. Boom from the cannon.
That's it. Do you hear the drums on that beat?
No, you just hear Busta.
Hey, I'm telling you, man, when he said Busta, bro,
my man said powerful impact. Boom.
Boom from the cannon.
Get this nigga out of here.
Oh,
he's super. He gotta go.
He's nuts. He's nuts.
He's like, yo, what the?
Wait. Let's see what Greg put in here.
Because my left, my good.
Let's see what my man G put.
And then
Busta would have a catalog to rival M, no problem. A full catalog. Yeah, I think he has more hits that are instantaneously recognizable than M does.
Absolutely. I'm gonna tell you. If Eminem, I'm gonna say this. If Eminem was black,
I don't know half of songs.
He wouldn't be half as popular.
Pastor Kavasi.
I honestly, I mean, then again, I probably can't name 10 hits from either one because I'm not good at that on instant recall. But like when I think of massive Eminem songs, I think of the really poppy, silly kind of songs. I don't really think of like club banging. Busta Rhymes.
Not at all.
Kill that. Busta Rhymes, the whole place would go nuts. I think it'd be lopsided the more I think about it. But you know, Eminem will come out and do some crazy stuff. Eminem will come out and do some.
Oh, Aguilar beat. Didn't Aguilar do that beat? He from
Dum, dum,
Brownsville.
dum, dum.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah.
You heard the opening bars to that song?
That song crazy.
Nigga said,
Hey,
what
that's
the
interesting.
know
Now
the opening
I want to see M and Buzz, bro. I'm advocating.
He said, what the dealio? Chill.
Oh yeah.
He won
What they
already.
did, yo.
He said the cannon line, and then he said, what the dealio? He won.
I'll tell you this. I actually think I don't think anyone has a catalog that would mess with Jay on one of these except maybe Busta Rhymes. I really think.
Nah, I disagree. My man Busta Rhymes said,
I would have to say catalogs. We just talking catalogs. You got
catalogs. Drake.
Oh, you got how many joints
Drake
you
You
got?
got to throw.
How many joints you got?
Snoop in there.
20? Was it 20 joints? Is it 20 joints?
Yeah.
20 joints. Come on. Busta has
Drake
20
could go Dre.
incredibly solid
Drake
joints.
could go Jay.
Snoop, bro. You got to say Snoop if you talking catalog hits and
Drake,
just the
Snoop-
whole
Snoop-
nine.
Drake and
Snoop's
Jay.
are mostly mellow though. You know, I mean, granted, they're huge hits. And
He got hits. He got hits, bro. He got
Snoop
hits.
has hits. You're right. I can't knock that.
What about Ye and Jay-Z?
I think Jay-Z takes that, man. I don't think that's.
I don't know.
I mean, it's definitely interesting. There's no question about it, and that's the one people would want to see. But Busta Rhymes, Eminem, I don't even know if that's the right matchup. But
Busta Rhymes,
it's not. No, I'm with you on that. Buster doesn't really. They like the styles doesn't really match as much as people
Eminem
he has
50?
alluded to it. Cause yeah, I could see M and probably 50. They have like their hits are kind of like you said controversial.
M and Snoop.
You know what?
Remember the little pop off they had? You know, M and
I'll
Snoop.
say this on Busta.
M and Snoop.
And I never said this nowhere before. Busta Rhymes is responsible for, at least for me, and I'll be transparent in making sure that I put some major creative aspect in all of my hip hop projects, whether they're super big budget or small budget, because Busta is so animated that you just know you got to come with something.
Mm-hmm.
And he gets you comfortable with being creative.
Yeah.
He gets you actually comfortable. For me.
What up, Michael?
He was the person that got me comfortable, like from his outfits and his videos to his choice of rapping. Because his bars never lacked.
It was crazy, bro.
His bars never lacked. He was different, but his bars was just never lacking.
I saw Busta Rhymes, Biggie, and went with Jay to a club in New York City, and Busta Rhymes tore the whole thing down. It wasn't even like Busta Rhymes. We're freestyling the back with Busta Rhymes. His presence alone at that time, and this was '96. His presence, I mean, very beginning '96. His presence at that time was just a whole different level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like that. Yeah, you know what? Just thinking right now, just about Busta. Like my album Super Thought, even in this trilogy form, is almost like a homage to the things that Busta had to offer in the years that I spent listening to Busta and his, extreme creativity. Like, I never really even thought about that, how much that guy was an outlet for creativity, because he's really like
some reason he's easy to forget about for a second, and then you're like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, his different incarnations too are just
his last album that he just put out was just absolutely phenomenal.
Absolutely.
I remember hearing that and then going to tweak my album like, this is how Bust came? Ah, damn. Shout out to Mecca, my son Believe Brown. They put me on in that album like, yo, son, Bust just dropped. I listened to that stuff. I said, whoa.
Yep. I think I saw him on Drink Champs talking about it, and I forgot it was coming out. And I was like, oh, I forgot about this Busta Rhymes. Like, I check. Yeah, actually.
Yeah, like he's phenomenal.
Absolutely.
He's phenomenal. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. But we appreciate you coming through and dropping
by. Having me. Please. I just want to say one thing to your audience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Super Thought, the trilogy art film, the first chapter is the link is in my Instagram, DD Wi-Fi on Instagram and on Twitter, DD Wi-Fi. I'm the Connect.
DIDIWIFI?
Yeah, I'm the Connect. I'm connected. Wi-Fi. You need Wi-Fi. You can't go nowhere without no Wi-Fi.
That's right.
So,
I spelled it. I spelled it wrong. DIDI, right?
No,
DIDI.
2 D's
Yep.
and then the word Wi-Fi.
EIDD Wi-Fi.
No, yeah, DD then the word Wi-Fi.
No I.
Well,
D.
I think I did it right.
Yeah,
I got it right
DD
that time.
and then the word Wi-Fi.
Like that.
No I.
No
Just
I.
DD.
Yeah, just 2 D's and then the word Wi-Fi.
Pro tripping. He play too much. He's doing.
I was like, you gotta give the instructions slow to the pro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Very slow. I was like, what you say? Yeah, man. Spell check does not help you when it's a word
at all, bro.
It's
gonna take you whatever
I rely on that
hood come out.
I rely. Oh my God, you're telling me my son's
I be typing good and then hood come out, but like I'm not feeling hood.
Absolutely.
But what? I didn't say I'm not feeling hood. I said I'm not feeling good.
Exactly.
Real bad trouble. Yeah, real bad trouble.
No, but yeah, I just wanted to say like
yes,
yeah, I just wanted to say like Super Thought is in my link from my Instagram, from my Twitter. I have some more big announcements coming. I have another single off of the first album that we have out currently that had 2 singles. Do Yourself a Favor, which you played. The second single was called Blunt, and then the next single I'm choosing. I'm getting wavy with it, so it might be a treat. Definitely gonna have a video. Yeah, the Super Thought conversation is gonna continue. Is the black person is the prostitute of the
Before
world?
you get out though, we gotta ask you this too. And shout out to my man G again. Shows in terms of I've been talking about, like, they seem to be popping up. I know interest in my own stuff has come at a time in the last week where before it would have taken months to get that much stuff. Like, do you see it letting up because of COVID changing, or like what are you sensing out there for stuff?
Well, I'm developing this special tour currently right now. I'm literally top of the week we back with it. So I'm developing this special tour right now. That's COVID friendly. Let's just say that word. It's COVID friendly.
That's funny even to hear. I like it.
So it's been difficult, but it's also been the chance to use your brain for once, because we were used to just like recording a song, coming out with it, and all of a sudden just boom.
Absolutely.
I'm headed to
here. I am. Let me go to the club. Yeah.
And I love thinking. It's a pastime hobby. I love using my brain.
We got the cryptic announcement of the big announcement, but we're gonna be paying attention when we get the full blast of what you got planned. And
dude, I so have great news. Inshallah, I so have great news. Like I so have great news.
You just have to be able to solve a Sudoku to get it. Right? Is it Wodoku, the wood one where the numbers drop? You gotta do Wodoku, man, to be able to figure out what he's
No, this is gonna be a compliment for all of us. This is gonna be a compliment to all of us.
I'm with it.
Fly. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Much, I just sent you a follow too, bro.
Oh, give thanks, King.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
Gonna one of these joints. Stay still. No funny. You got the LL. He's doing the LL thing with his lips. Don't even laugh. I got one. But
my son taught me this one.
That's really funny. But I'm gonna get going. I'm lyrical.
Yeah. All right, man. It was a pleasure, man. We look forward to hearing more. Feel free to come through anytime. Let us know when you got anything dropping.
I will be checking back in with you, Pro.
Absolutely.
Fly, thank you so much, guys. I'll be checking back both, and I will be definitely sharing this news with you guys.
Appreciate it. All right, man. I love it.
Y'all. Peace.
All right, take care.
Peace.
That was Dear Derrick.
Dear Derrick, man, let's give our guest a hand.
He was a lot of fun, man. It was good having him. Other than the lashing he gave you about your man Scotty. But
no, bro. I knew it was all smoke and mirrors, bro.
You knew he was just taking it to your Chicago.
I knew it was all smoke and mirrors, bro. I had to stand 10 toes down.
That's it, man. You coming at your heart, man. Coming at your heart. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir.
That's like someone coming up and being like, Ray Allen, he was really whack. Once he went to the Celtics, like, oh, I would have had to be like, all right, I understand. You know what I'm saying? It can't be true.
I'm definitely in the middle on
But
Scotty. I'm
it
kind
was
of like
refreshing for me, though. It was refreshing.
Scotty wasn't necessarily, just like this extra phenomenal superstar, like how recently he said he was better than Jordan.
Yeah,
like,
that's a little crazy.
I didn't believe he was
Real
that
out the
person,
pocket.
but he was definitely in his time a perennial all-star. And I just like what he brought to the table. I believe the compliment of having Michael Jordan on the team made him better.
I think this. I think I once said that he was Clyde Drexler on with Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? It was like the Clyde Drexler kind of talent. I actually think Clyde might have been a better offensive player, right? Than Scotty.
Absolutely. Than Scotty, absolutely.
And didn't have the benefit of for a long time being on a good team, and I think like what would Michael have done if he had Clyde Drexler? You know what I mean? And but we didn't need to know that because he had Scotty and was good enough because Michael was otherworldly talent. I think to me, when I think Scottie Pippen, I've always thought of like somebody who, without Michael, would have been a 16-point guy game, right? He would have been a 16-7. He strikes me as a 16-7 guy, which is great. You know what I mean? You can take your team to the promised land if you're the number 3 scorer on a team and you got a 16-7 guy who's consistent and, like you said, play some defense, right? And it's a smart, heady player, long. He fits in today's game. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But I feel like his accolades were way higher than what I watched him do. But it wasn't like he didn't do what he needed to do when he was on the court with the greatest player ever. You play second fiddle. That's what you got to do. And he played it. Obviously, he played a great second fiddle. So you can't deny that. You know what I mean? What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Jordan's on your team, and you're gonna get a shot up. He's lucky he got shots up.
So I'm probably somewhere in between your analysis of Scotty and like the big Scotty fan. I'm like in the middle of you and them. I'm in the middle.
I've dealt with all the super fans of Scotty, and I get the arguments.
I'm not.
I mean, you can't. It's hard to argue with someone if they want to go to rings and all that stuff. But it's like, it's more than rings, clearly. Because I mean, it's funny he was throwing out Patrick. It's like, Patrick obviously could do the thing. He got no rings to show for it. He was a dominant.
No rings to show for it.
Not.
I look at too, like when you talk about players like Ewing hit in a bad era too. Like Ewing was good, but he wasn't great because he came in an era of dominant centers. Like you talk about like Shaq and Hakeem and David Robinson. He wasn't any one of those guys. And so he kind of was like on the, I guess, grade level. He was probably like a B+. He wasn't an A. Like he was solid, real good, consistent. But same thing. I feel the same thing with Scotty. Like I watched those years when Jordan wasn't there with the Bulls and he had averaged 25 and he carried the Bulls to the playoffs,
right?
And all that kind of stuff. So you knew he had the talent, and he was allowed. This is the other thing that people don't talk about. He was allowed to develop his offensive game because, like to your point, if he had to come straight out of the league and be the number 1 player on the team, he would have struggled badly.
Yeah, absolutely.
But because he got to play with Jordan and around a lot of great players and in a lot of games, in a lot of playoff games, he got to play a lot because he went deep into the playoffs for a lot of years, and he actually had time to actually develop an offensive game. So by the time Mike retired the first time, he had got better. He had been pushed beyond measure. Everybody hated Jordan for that, but it made you better.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. Can't argue with that. Yo, I wanted to say, just to elaborate too, I know we're gonna try to wrap it up within the next few minutes here. So I'm gonna put two things. This link right here that I'm putting on the screen, that is the link in the comments for the promo player for the new single. Yo, that's Pro. I'll play that before we get out of here. What I did want to talk about,
pre-save link.
That is the pre-save link. Yes. So, and I believe the pre-save looks like that. No, actually, that's the oh no, you know what? I put up the promo player. We don't want to put that. We don't want to play that. We don't want to put the promo player not for public consumption. We gotta steal that. I put the wrong one. Man, Sin's gonna be like, "What are you doing?" Hold on.
I know, right? Send me the link, bro. That pre-save link.
You didn't see it. This is the pre-save link right here. This is what you want. So look how easy that is, right? Orchard, So orcd.co
Oh, that's
slash
cool. Yo, that's pro, bro.
Yo That's Pro. So that's the
That's
pre-save.
saucy. That's
And
saucy,
when you
bro.
pre-save music, you don't have to remember when it comes out. You don't have to remember March 18th when Pro's doing the Chicago show or whatever. I'll be shouting it out. I'll be like, hey, I got all kinds of little promotions for that day. And then maybe the next day at South by Southwest, we'll be talking about it a little bit more, right? Be like, yo,
Yes,
That's
sir.
Pro, right? But if you just remember, Yo That's Pro, it's pretty easy to spell. No apostrophes, right? And any of that stuff. What I wanted to say, though, before we go out with the music, let me get that out of Pro's actual face there, is this. I have been seeing the turn. I posted on Facebook. Personally, there was 6 inquiries within 2 days. Now, truth be told, I don't get 6 inquiries in a month usually. You know what I'm saying? During COVID, I don't, now in the thick of stuff, this time of year normally for me is an extremely busy time of year for colleges. I will usually do 6 shows during these next like 3 weeks. I would end up usually doing a lot of shows. It's a very busy time in the college world. People are trying to bridge the gap between the beginning of the spring semester, which is really the winter right now, and before it gets to the spring break, right? So there's a lot of shows in that time. And then after spring break, people are gearing up for spring carnivals, end of the year stuff. So it stays real busy if you're in that educational kind of college space or whatever. But the fact that I haven't been seeing that at all during COVID, and now I'm seeing it, I'm like, I know in some places COVID showing some signs of letting up, and in other places it's really, really real. Shout out to my man Siege. He works in medical industry, and he was saying, yo, at our hospital it's still not slowed down. It's like packed every single day. It's going crazy. But yet Massachusetts just had an article talking about how it's slowing down. They're seeing a slowdown. A whole bunch of different states have massive slowdowns, and the prognosis that is out there is that we should be seeing some relief come up from the amount of people that have now been previously infected or have been vaccinated, and so we've kind of hit a wall where it's starting to dwindle. So I don't know. What are you feeling the same, or what are you thinking?
Well, I would say this in conjunction to what you were saying. I guess I've seen probably signs of both. I've been in healthcare. I've been in healthcare for the duration of the pandemic, so I've seen firsthand like the numbers, specifically of COVID cases and stuff like that firsthand. And so I can tell you that we are definitely peaking. We hadn't all the way peaked, but we're as close to the peak of this. I feel that way about it because, and the reason why I say that is because the numbers that I'm seeing now have been pretty consistent. They're still slightly higher than maybe a month ago, but they hadn't moved much in the last few weeks. That's letting me know, we getting kind of like to that plateau right now at this point, and it's probably going to go the other way. By spring break, we should be on a decline. God willing, we'll be on a decline, and nothing else, another variant doesn't spike us back into this thing. But the Omicron whole process, they're in the process of even developing a vaccine for Omicron. So I know that they even got a grasp and an understanding of what it's doing too on that side of it as well. So from what I've seen, and I've been in two of the largest medical facilities in my state over the last 3 months. And like I said, the numbers has plateaued a little bit. They hadn't gotten too crazy. And they've been kind of there for a while with a slight spike maybe the last couple of weeks ago after Christmas. You could tell a lot of people gathered, Thanksgiving, a lot of people got together and gathered. And so we're seeing the result of that right now.
Sure have, yep.
And then it's going to plateau and go back down, bro. So I'm hopeful, man, once we start to get some warm weather, man, that we can get. And then I had some conversations with some superintendents, some school administrators, and even our governor here, man, is just really at a point too where it's just like, it don't matter what's about to happen. When it comes to school, our kids are already a year behind because we kept them at home so much last year that we just got to send the kids to school, period. Like, schools got to stay open. It's a lot of people now just determined to stay open no matter what goes on with the pandemic, man.
The only difference is here in Virginia, they're trying to send them, and the governor has a way they're going to be no masks. So it's like, so schools are already giving the pushback, and there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on. It's like when they enforce no masks, that's when you'll see a lot of kids just not going to school at all. So they'll just be staying home and be like, sorry, you know what I mean? Michael, following up on last week, talking about Lower Mass, dope from Centerville, Pawtuckaville area. Pawtuckaville. And what else do we see here? Blah blah blah. Cool. Yeah, man. I know we were trying to get out for 10:30. I think we just about did it. We're gonna ride out with this joint. We hope that we see some of y'all people at some shows coming up. Is what we're basically saying. We coming down to that point because we can't just be doing the online show. I'm actually doing an online show tomorrow. 10:30. Yes, 10:30 in the morning, bro. 10:30 in the morning.
Oh man, I'll be at work. I gotta get up at like 4:35 anyway, bro. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'll be up, bro.
You're a better man than me. This is what's been clear. This is what's been clear to me is that there are far better people than me that exist, and they're not far away. They're just a window away. And you, my friend, are a far better person than me.
Bro, I wish, bro. You know what? I find myself having the conversations with people and conversing with others, man, and I hear you in my dialect from time to time.
Do you?
Yeah, all the time, man. All the time,
really?
Man. You definitely have influence in my life when it comes to the social. And I'm very intentional about how I.
Are you gonna start rocking the green? Are you gonna start rocking the green? Is that what you're telling me?
Not that much. Not that much.
I understand.
I know how to eat the meat and throw away the bone. I'm a chef, bro. So I'm real picky with my food. So
yes.
I know how to eat the meat and throw away the bone, man. And so I can hear, nuggets of pro in my tone of the conversation, depending on what the subject and what the topic is and approach to certain things, man. So shout out to you, man.
I appreciate it, man. You start talking that quantum mechanics stuff, I'm gonna start worrying, man. I start worrying. Hey, I gotta say this. So last night I was on, you know how I love and I know we lose a lot of people when we say this, but hey, it's just how it is. I was on Clubhouse last night. I was co-moderating a room on Flat Earth, right? Flat Earthers. There were like 188 people in there, and I was one of 6 mods, right? And they had me in there as one of 2, maybe 2.5 mods who believed the Earth was round. The other 3.5, the person was trending towards.
Oh wow!
Were non, and out of like the 188 people, there was like 150 that were flat earthers. And so I was literally like the piñata for like, I was literally like, you're in on the conspiracy theory. You know what I mean? Like, you see, you moved to DC, so you can be closer to NASA, and you've been doing this your whole life with math, and you guys all secretly meet. And I mean, it was everything from that to, it was either, my big point was, and I never try to wow people with the math, right? Never. I'll throw it out there just so that people don't think that I'm just some dude talking. I'll be like, look, because they always like, do we have a mathematician? I'm like, yeah, I'm actually a mathematician, right? And depending what you think a mathematician is, I think I might fit the description you're looking for, right? So they're talking about gravity and all this stuff, and about how gravity is just a theory. And I've heard that argument a million times. And I'm like, actually, gravity is a law that also has a theory with it. And the theory is like, we don't know why it happens, right? Like we don't know why. We don't know. God might be pulling the strings. There might be the world might be like a big napkin, and when you put a grape on it, it kind of sags, and that's why
it kind of sags.
Right. Yeah. So it's like that's what a lot of people think, right? But those are theories. But gravity is a testable fact, right?
You can test gravity
every single time it works, right? We know it down to a science, right? I don't want to get into the 9.8 and all that kind of stuff, but the formulas, because once you say the formulas, you lose people. But I'm like, no, you can't be saying that it's just a theory and so it doesn't make it right. I'm like, it just like how, when you look out to the horizon, you can only see so far, and like, why did it not work for this guy? And I'm like, you can't pick one time this like mathematical law always works, and it didn't for one person, so therefore the law is invalid. You got to do the opposite. If you're gonna falsify something, you got to come up with a theory to retake my theory and say, okay, so what is your math? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is your argument going to be? Because you can't tell me there's a dome around the Earth, right? So this is and I know some of you watching this, you believe it too, but I'm just gonna say, like, if there's a dome around the Earth, right, and the Earth is flat. First of all, I don't know what that means, and then you can't say that the sun is inside that dome. It really wouldn't make much sense. And then they'll say, well, the sun is really small. It's not really that big. And they say the moon is also in there, and they just kind of go back and forth. And I'm like, what's making them do that? Like, are they just floating in space? Like, you understand the sun is flying through the galaxy, it's circling around supermassive black holes, and the Earth is moving around the sun, and it's also spinning, and it's
How could it be flat with all
it's
that basic,
1,000 miles an hour, and it's going like
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
5,000 miles or so, like hurling past the sun, and the sun is moving at ridiculous speeds you don't even want to know about. But my point is like everything else in the world is round. Why do you think there's a conspiracy to keep this one flat? If it was, I would be like freaking cool. Like, I would love to know that the Earth's flat. That would be wild. I'd love to study it. I got no dog in that fight. You know what I mean? And they're like, you're just in it with NASA. And I'm like, bro, will you stop saying NASA? Every country has a NASA. You just
so let me ask you this.
You just live here. So you're talking about our NASA. It's like they can't all be in on it, bro. That's millions of scientists, and none of them have come forth and said, you know what? We just want to let you know it's flat. I'm like, come on, bro.
So what is their theory? What is the hypothesis?
You can't get it.
What is the purpose?
You can't. I asked it. I said, what are the top 5 ones that you have? And the reason you can't get it, it's not like the Bible where you have a set of beliefs that the people who adhere to Christianity believe. There's no Bible. There's just like a hodgepodge of some people think there's a dome, other people think it's frozen on the sides, like the Earth's frozen. It's like you go over Antarctica, it's like frozen or whatever. There's an explanation for depending who you ask, and they'll say, no, we're not from that. We're like over here. We believe that the Earth is flat like a pancake, and the reason you can't see underneath, it's just there's so many things that you can't keep track of. So I ask it. I say, okay, what are your top 5 thing? Actually, another mod did. He said, give me the top 5 arguments that you have for the flat Earth. And number 1, believe it or not, was the whole thing. If a 6-foot man is standing and they're looking out in the ocean, like how far would you expect that person to be able to see? And then they're trying to get you down on this nitpicky thing and say, well, it didn't work this time. And it's like, bro, there's refraction. Refraction of light is a mathematical principle that we can also test for hundreds and thousands of times. We know it works.
Right.
You don't fall over the edge. Boats disappear when they go over the horizon. It's because they're going over the curvature of the Earth where you see it, And
exactly.
It's just like a lot of stuff. And I'm keeping it as non-technical as possible just to say your point.
Yeah.
What would be the reason for the conspiracy?
What would be the reason for the conspiration? And then what
I don't want to hide that.
What benefit, right? What benefit is there to the Earth being flat?
There's none.
Versus round.
There's none.
This is ridiculous.
And that the world would try to conspire from this, right? And they've managed to keep like 1 million scientists all together on this, and none of them have come forward and said, you know what? I had a guilty conscience last night. I just got to let you know, my dying deathbed. I always say this stuff. When you got millions of people involved in the conspiracy, none of them came forward, right? And they were like, I just got to let you know it was flat. We've been lying to you the whole time with our math, And this dude sent me a document in the back channel from NASA, right? Sent a NASA document. He said, I got proof. And I'm like, here we go. He's like, I got proof the world is flat. So he sends the document to everyone in the back channel, right? And I'm like, I'm scared to even open this. So I open it up and it says, this is a real document from NASA. And it's using language to, a lot of times when you're maximizing something, right? When you do an optimization, right? You'll try to, like, Amazon would want to optimize how many packages it could fit in the truck, right? And so they want to know what's the ideal volume or the ideal surface area, maybe, right? You want to save surface area but maximize volume. We do that in calculus all the time. It's called optimization. You use it, you do derivatives, and it's not that hard to do, right? So in the language of it, it said taking a flat Earth, right? Because what they're trying to do is make the simplest mathematical equations that they can. Like, let's imagine that you don't have to adjust for the curvature of the Earth, but they're not saying all that stuff out. They're saying in a flat Earth scenario, basically, right? Like in a flat. So this document has been spread like thousands of times by flat earthers as
does it literally say scenario?
It says something. I could read it. But it's so obvious, right? To anybody who's ever read somebody testing and trying to control variables, all they're saying is we're trying to control for variables for this plane that we're making to see how it would work in the easiest scenario possible, right? So imagine that the Earth is flat. It doesn't even have any curvature is what they're trying to say, but they didn't continue the sentence, right? It's like in a flat Earth with gravity of 0 and blah, 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 so they're doing all these controls. All you got to do is read the thing. And then at the bottom of the paper, there's like 1,000 calculations that are for gravity and mass. And all that. So where they're using gravity, it's like you can only have gravity in the round Earth scenario in this particular scenario that's plausible. And I'm like, bro, that's not what it's saying. You're reading it wrong. And do you really think NASA would make one document that says that and 1,000 others that they just wildly dispersed to everybody if they were trying to control? And I'm like, and then this dude who's been working for NASA for 33 years gets on, and he's like, hey, I'm from NASA, way more calm than me. It's like, hey, I've been working here for 33 years, and just want to let y'all know that the world is definitely round, and I've personally put up 500 satellites that are all orbiting around the Earth at this moment. And he's like, they orbit for a reason, and he's like they wouldn't orbit if the world wasn't round. They would just kind of go off into space, or drop right down. Might be another way that you might want to think if they weren't at the right exact spot. So it's just all this kind of stuff going on, and they're like, no, you don't understand trigonometry, and that's where it gets me, because it's like, I've probably taught like 50 sections of trigonometry. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you don't understand, blah blah blah. And I'm like, do you understand, vector calculus? Like what I could pick a lot of things you probably don't understand, but I haven't mentioned any of those. I'm just trying to keep it very everyday. And I lose my patience at the end. I go on well intended, and the problem is everyone leaves and it didn't achieve anything because they want to believe what they want to believe. But my whole point of saying all this, because we started the ProQuo show with conspiracy theories, and we had everyone get on and test their conspiracy theories. And I'm not a big conspiracy theory believer. I used to be at one point, but I'm not now. And it's the same people who believe. To me, it's a gateway drug. Like believing in a flat Earth is a gateway drug. You see somebody like Kyrie Irving, right? Clearly believes the world is flat and said later it was a joke, but he also doesn't want to vaccinate himself, right? Because he believes it's a big conspiracy. And I understand these are contentious issues for people, but it's like when you're not trusting people, like, do you think I'm out there like working for NASA to secretly, or am I just a dude who hosts a live stream show because I like to rap and I happen to do math well? You know what I'm saying? Like the thought that I'm in the back laboratory going, let me trick them. Let me make them take the vax. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, like I'm working with people my whole like professional career that I know, that are mathematicians and scientists. We work on the math and prognosis on a lot of this stuff. And you don't want to trust me, that's fine. But, maybe it was a conspiracy that we kick Fly off. But Fly, you didn't say anything about the Celtics either, man. I don't know what happened to you. We just lost you. But don't. And here's the thing, Fly, I know you're going to try to log back on, but we're jumping off. So I understand. I know you got to get out. But anyways, we got to wrap it up. So anyways, let me leave the plea to the people, Fly. Here's my plea. Don't be a conspiracy theorist. Don't just join the fun group of being in with the people. I know you want people to join with. I know it's fun to have belonging and togetherness. Me and my man, shout out to my well, actually, we're going to have a guest on later, so I'm not even going to put it there. But I was going to talk about shout out to people that they don't even know. But anyways, let's say my man Bernard and I, we talk about this stuff. Shout out to him. We are going to have him on, so I'm putting it out there. We were talking about like, it's not going to change anybody's mind, but we're talking about people long to be around people that think like them. You know what I mean? And it's
absolutely.
It's like, hey, let's be in the party of people that believe, the vax is Bill Gates trying to get you. And, let's be in the party of people that believe the satellites. It's actually more plausible that you could believe in the vaccination would have some issue, because it's at least murky water,
right.
There's possible. Some plausible thing. Yeah, there's some plausible stuff in there, It doesn't hold water when you do the science, though. It doesn't, right? But I could see why you'd believe it, it's definitely muddied waters. So, and the government does an awful job communicating anything to do.
Bro. There's a reason why some of these conspiracies even exist, because how terrible they are.
What up, Epi? Yeah, it's absolutely, Michael. It is crazy times, but I get why people would believe the stuff they do. But I'm just saying, love a scientist, hug a mathematician. Maybe if I can be your mathematician, right? That you trust, right? I'm saying like the people that I've worked with in science and math, right, that are far smarter than me. I value their opinion when they tell me something, mathematical. I go, oh, but then you know what I do? I do the math, and I go, hey, it works out. Like, this is amazing. Thanks for giving me the pointer of what direction to look in. And now I validated it. And so do it for yourself. And if you can't do it for yourself, ask a mathematician that you don't think has been taken under mind control of the Illuminati or whatever it is, right? to maybe walk you through it. Let me be your resident mathematician or scientist is all I'm saying. Or let me point you in the direction of people with far more skills than me. But please, folks, please, don't believe that the world is flat. It's ridiculously stupid, and the rest of the world is laughing at you because it's ridiculously moronic to actually believe that the world is flat. I hate to say moronic. I don't be saying that in my classes. I'm saying it to you. You can't be a grown adult and be thinking the world is flat, because it really means that we failed you in our educational systems. And I get it. I get that people may not be all the way there. I understand it. I know I'm preaching to the choir to some people, but to other people, they're like, man, that pro, he's mind controlled. We got to figure it out. we got to stop him. But I'm saying, don't do it. Don't do it.
That's crazy,
you don't want to go.
bro.
You don't want to go down. You don't want to go down that path. You don't want.
That's a rabbit hole, bro.
Stop watching the YouTube rabbit hole. They are profiting off of your wanting to believe
Curiosity.
that has no reason to believe it.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Yeah, bro. I got to jump, man. Get in this BED, bro, so I can get up for the gig in the morning. And like you said, man, I got to flip back to the A side in the morning, bro. I'm on B side right now, but
absolutely, Epi, that's too good of a point. We're all vaccinated as children to enter the school system, yeah, and not to mention all the people in school, university, like everywhere else, we've been vaccinated with like umpteen vaccines, but they've all worked out pretty well. Just letting you know. All right, yo, Tree, that is pro. All right, I'm out of here. I'm running it on that. Fly, let you get out of here. Get yourself some sleep finally. We're going to end with Yo, that's pro.
Yo, that's pro.
Yeah, it is pro. Yo, that's pro. Yo, that's pro. All right, here's the share. Somebody asked me the other day, they said, yo, who were the people that did the voices? I did all the voices. even the girl ones. When you listen to it, you're going to listen and you're going to say, he did those lady voices? Yeah, I did the lady voices too.
Yeah, I remember when you let me hear, bro. Like this man, it went all out, bro. He did he did everything.
There we go, man. Except for my man Jay Johnson on the beat. I didn't do the beat. All right. Peace.
Yeah, it's pro. And that's short for Professor Lyrical. Used to just go by Lyrical till I became a professor, but now I really embrace the pro. You know what I mean? I feel like I've become a professional, you know? So that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, peace. Pro, check it out. It's hard to believe that now I wear my heart on my sleeve. Used to wear a sleeve over my heart. That was my starting point, guarded, shielded, concealing how I'm feeling. Thinking of keeping it hard meant not being revealing. But I really never felt hard inside my heart. I love people. I never want to tear them apart, but some kids are mean even before they turn teens. Made me want to stick to myself and stick to my team. A small circle was never really one for the fanfare till I made my first fan. Now I understand real clear. I feel the pain of others sincere and vividly, so I don't have to live it to know and show them some empathy. So now I empty these Mont Blancs repeatedly and feel a sense of pride when they say my rhymes repeating me. The way they treating me, I feel like a pro. Y'all show me love on the rag, thanks for letting me know, yo. Now everywhere I go, they like, yo, that's a pro. See me at a show, they like, yo, that's pro. Everywhere I go, they like, yo, that's a pro. Moment about the flow, like, yo, that's pro. Now everywhere I go, they like, yo, that's a pro. See me at a show, they like, yo, that's pro. Everywhere I go, they like, yo, that's a pro. Moment about the flow, like, yo, that's pro. Yeah, they say sales and streams make MCs successful, but I put bars over numbers like repeating decimals. Some be so stressful, down deep they rest, so I just try to keep it peace before it seeps in my temple. So I freak the beats when I speak, peaking the decibels. Would never set up an average, I'd rather reach incredible levels inevitable. Y'all should peep my schedule, you'll find me eating vegetables at several Greek festivals. My dear partying, not like the rest of you. Didn't get this lyrical by doing what the rest would do. I never rested, dude, son, I got my lessons too. College professor, call me mister, cause respect is due. I got a question, dude, if you could only spit one verse, would you rhyme about yourself or uplift the earth? Would you lie about your wealth, gross and total worth? Before you lie about yourself, face full of dirt. I think you done some dirt, you done when you was a kid. You wish you wouldn't have done what you did, and it's done dead. Son, kid, I ain't trying to act a holy father, but if you thinking you nasty as Nas, I'll son you old daughter. Now everywhere I go, they like, yo, that's a pro. See me at a show, they like, yo, that's pro. Everywhere I go, they like, yo, that's a pro. Moment about the flow, like, yo, that's pro. And everywhere I go, they like, yo, that's a pro. See me at a show, they like, yo, that's pro. Everywhere I go, they like, yo, that's a pro. Moment about the flow, like, yo, that's pro.
Peace, y'all. Peace, Block.